Starring martial arts extraordinaire Michael Jai White, a face you'll recognise from countless action films over the past 20 years, Blood and Bone is a direct-to-video release following the titular Isaiah Bone, as he gains prominence in the world of underground bare-knuckle fighting. It is directed by the guy who wrote Dragon Ball Evolution, but let's not hold that against him. This is a pretty fantastic little movie.
Cool.
With his promoter Rufio, Bone quickly makes a name for himself as he goes from fight to fight, taking out increasingly tougher opponents and getting closer to the bad guy. You know he's the bad guy because he looks sharp in a suit, and also stabs this guy. You can't feel too badly though for someone who wears a sweater like that. Inside their house no less. One thing for certain is that the director knows why his audience are here. The story that surrounds the fight scene is pretty by the numbers, with Jai White fresh out of prison, entering his family's life as a wanderer to assist them, and leaving once he's helped solve their issues and ruined the bad guy's life. Which really just allows as many opportunities for us to see him annihilate people as possible. And seeing we do. This is a movie that actually allows us to see the fights. This doesn't have the choppy editing and shaky cam so prevalent in movies nowadays, but instead trusts its performers to keep the action exciting. The camera movement and framing isn't stylish, but it doesn't need to be. It is functional, and allows us to see just how good Jai White is at hitting and kicking people. You get the sense that the director paid a lot of attention to older martial arts films, starring guys like Bruce Lee, and it pays off well. With so many movies borrowing the Bourne film style now, movies like this are kind of a breath of fresh air. One which is quickly knocked out of you by a particularly brutal punch. The film escalates the fights well too, with the third showing how he survived in prison, hint by hurting people. You might recognise this guy from online brawl videos, and Kimbo Slice is just one of a number of real-world fighters in the film, including Gina Carano, who would go on to have her own career as an action heroine. After the prison fight, we see him destroy this one guy in a few hits, then this guy, then these two guys, then these three guys, and then this group of guys. And just as you think the film is going to suffer completely from the one guy attacking at a time syndrome, this happens. Sure, it's not the prettiest movie, but the choreography is tight and the camera plays perfectly to capture the action. They do often try this point of view shot to put you in the victim's position, and it isn't all that effective making you aware of the camera and ironically taking you out of the action more than putting you in it. It doesn't negatively affect the film too badly, but it does impact the flow of the action scenes a bit. Bob Sapp plays the main physical obstacle to Bone, Hammerman, and is part of the film's only gunfight. It's nothing special, but it is mercilessly short. And we quickly go back to Michael Jai White fighting hand to hand, or sword to sword sheath. It's hard to criticise Blood and Bone, because even though in many ways it lacks a decent storyline and character development, it succeeds entirely in what I expect it was trying to do. Offer a showcase of Michael Jai White's skill both as an actor and a martial artist. If you're bored of Hollywood's current dependency on fast editing, stunt doubles, CG, you might find that Blood and Bone is just what you need.